Hi guys, it's your boy plovdiv, and we are back with another video. I am with the wonderful Shahzain, a second year medical student here in Sofia, whom I've heard great things about. So we're going to interview him and see how he finds studying medicine in Sofia. Let's get it. How are you, bro?
I'm very good, how are you?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here today, man. It's been a really busy day. So we're going to talk about like just life in Sofia, the last year for you, because you're in second year, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're going to talk about finances, study tips, and just general life in Sofia, Bulgaria. Let's go to the very beginning.
Absolutely.
Okay. How did you find settling in to Bulgaria?
I think it was much easier because what actually happened was that we applied via MedConnect. And what happened was that it was a small group of individuals. We got grouped together, and from the get-go, from the airport, we were all together. So our whole journey, everyone's in the same boat. Literally, we're in the same boat. So we came, we're in the same hotel. We went out for the evening all together. Our groups in the university, I think that plays a very big role, because one thing that MedConnect did was that they grouped us together in the university as well. So because of that, all of us were together from the beginning. So settling in was not too difficult.
That's good.
The language is always a little bit of a barrier. But the thing is that if you learn your zdravete,
the kakstays.
Then you know. So everything's good.
That's good, man. That's good. And so far, how's life in the city as last year?
I think Sofia is an underrated city. I think it's a very underrated city. The people are good, food's good. I think, you know, the mountains are good, Tosha Mountains, crazy.
Great. And can you talk to us about like your curriculum? So like what's second year like so far? What subjects are you guys doing?
So in second year, there's a lot of focus on anatomy due to it being our final exam in the final year. We have physiology, we also have histology alongside anatomy. We have biochemistry, biophysics. And this is one of the unique things, I think, of Bulgaria, in which they put emphasis on the physics and the chemistry as well. Because I think when you have a good, command of all the sciences, you can perform and practice medicine much better.
You are a well-spoken man, honestly, man. Honestly, I can see you being president one day, man, honestly. Wow. Okay, let's talk about like study techniques. Like, how do you study? How do you get ready for your exams, your colloquiums, your classes? Like, what is any advice you have for the incoming first years?
So what I'd say is, if you start from the get-go, then everything's going to be okay. I think medicine's one thing that you can't really cram at the end. And when we come from like an A-level background or a GCSE background where you're cramming everything in the last month or so, it's a bit of a change. But I think if you attend all your seminars, attend all your lectures, and at the same time, if you make basic notes, and one technique that I recommend is don't waste time writing, spend time in memorization.
Exactly.
And one thing, YouTube's a great resource.
Yes.
Textbooks are a great resource. And the great thing is we don't even have to carry around big textbooks. You can just take the PDF, put it on an iPad, laptop, and it's there. Perfect. That's great advice. That's what is weight in gold. Let's talk about like finances and spending money here. How do you find Sofia as a city? Is it expensive, cheap, or is it in the middle? I think, we have to consider that it's a capital city. So when you have a capital city anywhere around the world, it's the most expensive epicenter of any country.
Very true.
So, but considering that, Sofia is still a very cheap place to live, in the sense that if we compare the rent to the UK, to London, it's much less. I live very close to the university, and my rent is very reasonable. Food's very cheap, and it's budgeting is, if you budget, it's very easy.
So roughly how much are you spending on rents and transport and like food and etc.?
So my rent is 600 euros, but I split it with a roommate, so it's only 300 euros. I live around 6 minutes walk from the university, so it's a central location. As well as that, I live around 5-6 minutes away from the main center of Sofia. And at the same time, bills are very cheap, which is quite surprising, because bills I'm spending maximum £20 for the whole month. And on top of that, in terms of food, in a month, depends, I bring a lot of food from home. And I think it's a very good tactic. But if you buy food from here, groceries very cheap. In around, I would say £100, you could get a good solid month's groceries. That's good. Definitely.
That's good. I think that's a very good tip as well. Like whenever I fly back home, I always bring back my rice, my stews, my soups. That way I'm saving money on not buying the ingredients
At the same time, you get mom's food.
Exactly. It fills you up and you can stay strong and healthy, Perfect. And how often do you fly back home?
So It might surprise you,
Yeah.
but I fly back every 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And the amazing thing about this is
Yeah.
that our timetables, especially the first year, they allow for this to occur.
That's great.
Because some days we have online lessons in which you can take a long weekend home.
Okay.
Teachers are very accommodating as well. The professors are great in the sense that they understand we are international students.
Yeah.
We left home to come here.
Yeah.
So I go every 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's great, man. And how long do you stay at home for?
It really depends.
Yeah.
Sometimes spend 5 days,
Yeah.
3 days. Sometimes cheekily get 9 or 10 days.
And like, do you like talk to your professors beforehand? Do you catch up on classes? Like, how does that work?
So normally I speak to my professors maybe
Yeah.
a week or so in advance. I tell them that I'm going and they're like, okay, you can do the lesson before or after.
Yeah.
Sometimes the professors, if you're doing well, they would even excuse the lesson for you.
Perfect.
So what else do you need?
Great. I love that. I love that. I love that, man. And now let's talk about like, you know, advice for the guys in first year. How can they do well in first year? So the guys who are going to come now next year, how can they do well?
I think the main thing is that we need to understand that if you have a set goal in your mind, why are you doing medicine? Then everything becomes much more easier. With that goal in mind, you have a target. And when you have a target, it's just like an archer. When he knows where to point his arrow, the arrow will always end up at the target.
Wow. This guy is philosophical. I like this. Oh wow, this is a good. I like this interview, man. Oh my, I'm learning so much as well. What the heck, man? So you've been here for a year. And what are your thoughts on university, the facilities, the professors? Are they approachable? What's their English like as well?
I think the professors, we need to understand that we're coming here to do an MD degree. These professors have done, nearly all of my professors are MD, PhD.
Yeah.
So they've also done a PhD on top of their MD, which is an incredible feat.
Yeah.
So they're incredibly educated professors. Their English is great. We have several professors who have also taught in Western universities, such as in England. One of my professors taught at Harvard.
Wow.
So it's amazing.
Oh wow, yes. We're actually very similar. We've got a professor, she has taught at Oxford and Cambridge, and her lectures are amazing. So the professors here are great quality, like high quality, so a very high standard, so that's very true.
And on top of that, one great thing I think about the teaching of the university is we are put into smaller groups. The whole year is not put into one auditorium.
Yeah.
They're split into different streams.
Yeah.
And because of that, there's more, close to one-to-one learning.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's always a benefit in that.
Exactly, it's very interactive as well. Yeah, my group, I think, is about 10 of us. So when we go to the hospitals where we're with patients, like you get more of a immersive experience. So I love that.
Sophia, one of the great things is that, just in second year,
Yeah.
I'm going to for disaster medicine, I'm
Yeah.
going to another hospital.
Yeah.
The great thing about the campus is that it's not, for example, in the UK, you're only confined to one hospital in many universities.
Yeah.
But over here, you're in several different hospitals.
Yeah.
You're getting more experience.
Yeah.
There's some private hospitals. There's
Yeah.
an army hospital.
Yeah.
So it's a great experience.
That's very similar to Plovdiv as well. We, in our clinical years, we rotate between like 3 or 4 hospitals within Plovdiv. And you can be like in Kaspela one day and in Hirigi the other day. And what I've learned is that different like doctors and surgeons have different ways of approaching medicine and different techniques they use. So you are learning like, from different great doctors as well. So that's a really good point you've made there, man. And then we're gonna wrap it up soon as well. But I've really enjoyed this interview. It's been a great interview. Honestly, I'm happy I met this guy today. Last question. Is it worth it? Do you think coming to Bulgaria is a good decision to get an MD degree?
If you ask my honest opinion,
Yes.
I think in my whole life, I've probably made thousands of decisions. But genuinely coming here has been the best decision.
Just the one.
Just the one. Just the one. Because I think that coming here,
Yeah.
it's made me kind of grow as a man,
Yeah.
grow as an individual,
Yeah.
grow as a human being.
Yeah.
It's molded me. And we come in, when we're in our adolescent years, when we're 18, 19, 20, there's some individuals who are in their mid-20s, we're still very young.
Yeah.
So at this time we're kind of like a block of rock.
Yeah.
But slowly this university has kind of sculpted me, and at the end maybe I'll be the statue at the end of the journey.
Oh my goodness, this guy just painted a picture with words. That was amazing. Oh my goodness. Wow, I might cry, man. Oh my goodness, that was amazing. Thank you so much, bro.
Thank you.
Honestly, thank you. That's been a great interview. All the best.
Thank you,
Thank you so
brother.
much.